Rest in peace to Celeste. More crazy information released about this David case. And this is something that I thought about. Not even about the house. That was definitely one that came to mind because I was thinking about A$AP Rocky. Do you guys remember when the whole A$AP Rocky situation happened with the prop gun fireworks? We don't know if it was a real gun or he got not guilty. So I'm assuming we're going to keep going with it was a prop gun. But the fireworks that happened with A$AP Rocky, it's crazy because I bumped into A$AP Relly one time and I was vlogging and homie kept just staring at me like if I was recording him. I probably would avoid posting it because, you know, I'm gonna let him live. I think I posted the vlog before and I didn't even make no scene that he was behind. Like you can see him at points too. Like Relly's just looking like, oh, I know that nigga wants to record. Brother, I'm not even looking at you. I'm not even looking at you. I'm an A$AP Rocky fan. He's lucky I didn't walk in there wearing testing or some shit. But all to say is A$AP Rocky situation happened again. I want to say Beverly Hills, Hollywood, in a really prestigious area of Los Angeles. And we saw a lot of ring cameras and surveillance cameras of A$AP Rocky running down the street, A$AP 12v, the whole fight that happened. We even got a video from across the street. David's situation happened and the cars parked in that area. I'm like, bro, wouldn't a house record somebody getting out of the vehicle, at least giving us of when the car was parked there? Or even more situation, because wouldn't the Tesla, this was left in a Tesla, it wasn't any car, a Tesla, which we've seen 100 times. Tesla's got cameras inside the car, outside the car.
Entry mode, so you set this up when the car locks, it just basically turns all the cameras on like a security system, and then if anyone gets close to your car, it gives you a notification when you get back in the car. You can also view the cameras away from the car on your phone, but I'll show that another time. Let's have a look now. So the red dot shows you where there's a dodgy person. There he is now.
So that's also weird to me. Like, a Tesla's the car that you decide to do a crime in is crazy to me. And in an area like this that everyone has surveillance cameras, it's crazy. But let's not think about everybody else's house, because the owner of David's home gives us a bit more information about the surveillance cameras that were actually tied back to the house that David was staying at. David's case, house has external security cameras, can't enter or exit undetected. So are we gonna see anyone walking out with a bag? Because the bodies, even if you're small, and she was like 70 something pounds when they found her in 5'1" or 5'2", that's still a pretty big bag, you get me? Are we gonna see somebody walking with a trash bag and bringing it not to the trash bin and keep walking a bit further? And that would probably tie us back to who was moving that body out the house, or at least even major. It don't gotta be who. We at least know now that the body was in that home at one point. The Hollywood Hills rental home where David was living has security system cameras that capture everyone going in and out, the owner tells TMZ. Malden Trafukvik owns the home where David's manager was renting. I also heard at one point Halle Berry owned this house. Has nothing to do with the case, but I thought it was a fun fact. The place has been searched by cops as part of Celeste Rivas' death investigation, and he says he had a security company install cameras outside the home years before Josh Marshall signed a lease on February 2024 for $20,000 a month. Oh, this is crazy. I don't know if it was this video because we've been doing so many videos, or I think it was the last video, but we see a comment that was on one of David's, I think, YouTube pages or TikToks, and the person said, I can't wait till LAPD gets this dude for messing with a 13-year-old, and that was February of 2024. So right around the same time where that comment happened is where David happened to move into this home. The homeowner says the cameras are positioned at entry point in the backyard and on the street, and he believes people cannot go in or out the house without being recorded. That's a key element because cops were looking into the possibility that Celeste was killed inside the home. So the investigators searched the home for traces traces of blood. We've seen videos of them coming out with computers and everything from this home as well, so they have to already have surveillance videos. The fact that David's still not arrested, I'm assuming that David wasn't caught in none of these videos, or maybe there was no video of the body being taken out in a bag or being tied to this home at all. But then why would the Tesla be around here? D4vd says he doesn't have access to security footage. He doesn't want his tenants to think he spies on them. And when tenants move in, he gives them info for the security company and they create their own account to access the cameras. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. Because now, could there be some collusion? Like, could have David or somebody else, or maybe his management or somebody, called and made up a story on to get those footage and those videos deleted? The landlord says the LAPD has not told him anything about the investigation or if the cops obtained security footage, but he doesn't see why police wouldn't get their hands on the video. Could there be any possibility that the videos are deleted, or is that impossible? I've never worked with a third party security company. Mostly all my security cameras are ran through Ring or myself. As we reported, David seemed to be living in the home, as there appears to be several links between the singer Celeste, including matching tattoos, song lyrics, and photo videos showing them together. Celeste's body was found, I don't want to go that, decomposing in the Tesla, which was abandoned near the home and towed before the corpse was discovered. And we already told you the police are sourcing the area where the car was parked, looking for videos that would identify the driver and maybe it cracked the case. Another thing on how we know David was in this home, I think people looked on like on Zillow or on different like apartment rentals and matched up the pictures of inside the home when David was in the stream with Celeste. And not only that, when he did the stream, what's that dude's name? I'll say Benny Blanco from the Bronx, but that was the bad guy from Carlitos Way. What was his name? Selena Gomez's husband. I hate being that guy because one time my mom called Travis Scott Kylie Jenner's husband and I almost crashed out. I hate to be that guy, but his name is Benny something. We saw them do a stream together in this same home and people did match up the piano, the pictures and everything to what they saw on Zillow and confirmed that that was the same house that was searched by the police.
I'm in the shower. You don't ever sit down?
Sit down? No. Yeah. I'm taking a bath, yeah, but like...
You never sit down in the shower and just contemplate your whole life and just let the water fall on your
Nah,
head?
bro, that's like that one scene from Spider-Man into the Spider-Man.
Yeah, you have.
Wait, what? Chat, am I the only one that doesn't sit down in the shower? Chat say they don't do that either.
Hey, chat, for real, when you guys wipe your ass, do you sit down or stand up?
Sit down, only right answer.
If you guys didn't see the video of them on stream together, it's a quick video. Let's show that quickly.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which one? What's good, David? Big fan. Oh, thank you, Mitochondria.
I gotta stop with him if you even...
See, when I first heard, I'm like, oh, this nigga's really a weirdo. Oh, he's really a weirdo. Why he wants the stream deleted? Because he got the girl on here, bro. This looks identically to the girl. Like, unless I'm tripping, what do y'all think? This and the missing fly, I think out of all the videos we've seen of Celeste, could that be her? Could that not be her? This one right here, to me, she looks the most like the girl on the thing with the hood over her head, the glasses and everything. And she was last seen with gray sweatpants and a black hood. Dude, ain't you a millionaire? Couldn't you get this girl a new wardrobe? That's why I don't get. Like, I get y'all into that rock star lean and all that shit, but nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That shit to me looks like her the most out of all of them. Truvushkovich says he has no idea if Celeste was ever at the home. Well, I got an idea. Seen the home and didn't know David was living on his property. He says he spoke to Josh last weekend and they both agreed it was best to break the lease and that his stuff would be moved out by the end of the week. Okay, that makes sense because everybody's making it sound like David was scared because fans kept driving by. You don't know who's gonna crash out or do something, or just being tied to the scene where cops are coming in and out the house and searching. That's what they were kind of making the story sound like. That's why the lease was broken. We see here a little bit more context into why the lease was broken. It looks like the owner talked to David's manager, Josh, and they both agreed to mutually break the lease. Okay. I can see. And $20,000 a month, a lot of money, brother. Brother, that's a lot of money. Anything new here?
A huge development in the case involving singer David and the body found in his Tesla. Police have executed a search warrant searching the house he was apparently staying at and walking out with what may well be evidence.
Right. If there was any doubt, we've been telling you about this case for a week now. And even though David had remained on tour, that is now upended. He had to cancel his show that was scheduled for last night. And as Harvey said, now the police clearly looking at...
Right there, that's when you start seeing bags of evidence. Not only bags of evidence, I think there'll be another picture shown where you see somebody walking out with a computer.
At him just to get more information. They have not named him a suspect. They have not even named him a person of interest.
But getting a search warrant, yes. You need to show a judge that there is probable cause to believe that a crime was committed. And the crime that's being investigated right now is homicide. And that's how the LAPD ended up at this doorstep. It is a house rented by his manager. But our staff, if you can just kind of pan around here, our whole staff here in this circle, they've been working on this all day yesterday and today. We got a lot of information.
Could not have been very difficult to get a search warrant. I mean, talk about probable cause. Remember, the victim, Celeste Rivas, was found, her body dismembered, and it was found in the car registered to David that we know is his car. Not only is it registered to him, there are photos of him in the car. We've spoken to people in the neighborhood. They've seen the car parked at this house.
But the real question is there a connection between David and the victim?
From all of the evidence we have seen, it seems like yes. Because the house that you mentioned that was rented by his manager, we know, and we've seen photos of David inside of that house. Specifically, there's a photo of David sitting at a piano. We looked at the photos on Zillow of this same house that was raided yesterday, and it's the same living room that was raided that he was pictured in.
So also,
that's the picture I was telling you, how fans were able to put that together. Was just matching up these two photos right here. They're like, all right, cool. And then again, with the different vlogs they seen with Benny and they seen Shorty doing the stream, they were able to put all that together quickly.
We got a picture of David in Lake Elsinore, which is in Riverside County. It's about 70 miles from downtown Los Angeles, far away from where he was living.
But it's where Celeste is from.
It's a 5-minute walk from
This
where
parking
Celeste's
lot, the
family.
photo where he's staying in this parking lot is 5 minutes from her home.
Right, so we got that, and then there are songs.
Well, there's a song in particular, Celeste, that was released. It was an unreleased song that leaked on the internet in 2023. Obviously her name, and then there's been just a ton of different photos that look like him with a girl that looks like Celeste.
Right. By the way, here's a little bit of the song, Celeste, that unreleased song that you were talking about.
So
Thick as well, Only Love Me When I'm Undressed. Terrifying, a young girl. And it's crazy because the song, you guys know I love lo-fi and that XXXTentacion and that Party Next Door, like that emo kind of R&B vibe, The Weeknd, Echoes of Silence. Like I love that dark R&B vibe and feel. Obviously, this one's dark to another level of dark. Like, I don't like this level of dark. This shit's a little bit way too dark. But the song was allegedly released, unreleased, but leaked in 2023. Because I first thought, like, nah, this shit is too crazy. One, this song is actually not a bad song. Two, when you start hearing the lyrics, it's just way too close to this case, and it's just weird. He says with the girl that has my name tattooed on her chest, even though we know they have matching tattoos on the finger and all that, we haven't heard if she had tattoos on her chest. But I was thinking the song was AI. But TMZ does say that the song was, I guess, David's song that was leaked back in the day.
you know, we should explain how this, I think, came about. Is that they found the body last week, a week ago Wednesday, and they said it was
Monday. Monday is when they discovered it in the car.
And they said it was an unidentified body. There were body parts, so they didn't know who it was. They did put out that this victim had a tattoo on her right index finger that had the words shh and SHHH with 3 dots or 4 dots. And that's all they really released. We got a tip, be Celeste, but didn't know anything more. We found Celeste's mother, and we spoke to her, and as a matter of fact, Anakin, she only spoke Spanish. So you should explain what she says.
Yeah, well, she was basically talking about...
This nigga was the translator. Oh my God, we couldn't get an actual Spanish. Bro, you in Los Angeles. You couldn't get somebody at TMZ to speak to her that was Spanish. This is why you need diversity in these offices. Cause I could just picture him now. Sí, mujer, ¿cómo se llama? Estoy llamando para la hija tuya, Celeste. Oh no, me rompe el corazón. ¿Qué pasó con tu hija? This is the nigga that was, come on, son. We probably could have got more information if you would have got somebody that was actually fluent. I don't know him. He might be Argentinian or Cuban or something. I'm not saying. But me just judging a book by its cover, no way in the world this nigga spoke the best Spanish.
How one of the identifying features of Celeste was a tattoo on her finger, which she specified to us, which we then transferred over to that information to LAPD, was that the tattoo was red.
And it said shh, but added it was red, which the cops never put out.
Right, but...
And also,
and I think even more importantly, was that she mentioned that Celeste, at least she was under the impression, that Celeste was dating a guy called David, and that she had hung out.
Quick thing, how did a 13-year-old also get a tattoo? That's another thing that's been in my mind. How did a 13, 14-year-old get tattooed?
Several times before, and that was the last time she saw him.
So we called the LAPD Homicide Division, and we gave them the information, told them about the mother, gave the phone number of the mother, and mentioned that the mother said that there was this tattoo on her right index finger, and added that she said it was red. And, you know, we just got back a thank you very much. And
well, not to mention that David also had the tattoo on his finger.
And David also has the same tattoo.
And it's not an uncommon tattoo.
It's not. I mean, Rihanna started it years ago, and then Cher Lloyd also got it, Lindsay Lohan also got it, but it's not also very coincidental.
So we should talk about
same finger.
Exactly.
We should talk about what the police are clearly looking for at this house, because we now know from everything that we've learned from talking to people to this that clearly there was some relationship between David and Celeste. They haven't done yet what we haven't been able to do, and clearly the police are trying to do, is to place her at the house.
Right.
Whether she,
well,
we
and
don't know if she...
and find evidence of what happened to her, right?
Like, and then to find out.
And who else was? Because I was told by a neighbor that there's a lot of people going in and out of this house.
Right.
He obviously had friends of his that were living there, so doesn't necessarily mean it was David. Was it maybe someone else that was frequenting the house? We don't know.
And we should say David has been out of town for a lot. His tour started in August.
Early August, but the body also was very decomposed, so we don't know exactly when she died.
The car was towed on September 5th. So
8th was when eighth was when I think they discovered the body.
Oh, when they discovered the body.
Yeah, and it was
towed on the 3rd.
It was
5th they discovered.
It was sitting on a street near that house. And so we know, look, Teslas have cameras, and we know that the LAPD, at least we're under the understanding, that they are subpoenaing video from those cameras, because I don't know the answer to this, whether that kind of Tesla has a camera that would show somebody trying to go in the trunk. If they do, then presumably they're going to see who put that bag with body parts.
But they can't have that information yet, right? Because if LAPD had that information, they would have arrested someone.
Maybe, maybe not. It depends on who put it in, right?
Well, whoever the person is, I mean, I guess if they can't find the person.
But they still have to prove that person committed the crime.
You would at least name that person as a person of interest, right?
Unless they don't want to mention it, because sometimes the cops have a person of interest, but they don't want to mention it because they're investigating. And that happens all the time with LAPD. And based on, I don't know about you guys, but the reaction, in fact, I know you guys have been getting that reaction from LAPD. They have just been closed down in terms of giving any information. So they're saying, oh yeah, here's what we got. They have done the exact opposite. They're saying literally nothing, because we've made a bunch of calls. They've said nothing. So I think this is a case where they probably know way more than we do at this point. It seems they're interested in David.
Mark, Los Angeles, man, when the story first unfolded, I was thinking, man, ain't no way, because the Tesla's registered in his name, so I'm thinking there must be some kind of, you know, setup or whatnot. But as more info comes out, I'm like, you know, it's not looking good for David.
Not at all. Not at all, brother. Not at all. Yo, another thing I wanted to show you guys quickly, too, was just the sky view, bro. Look at this shit. This is when they were looking at the home view of the crib. I'm trying to see exactly where the house is. I think the house is actually on this side, though. That's why we can't see it. Like, this might not be the 12, right? Oh, it is the 12. You see the yellow tape, right? Crib, or is it just like a... Yeah, this is Fox 11, all right. And over to see when the cops are doing the raid, or who is that outside the crib? It looks like the news. Oh, that's the news. Yeah, no. There just happens to be people there. Just reporting every single day, I'm assuming. To me right there. The home is beautiful. That's what's even crazier. We saw a video, of David standing right here cleaning sneakers. He was cleaning sneakers. He's like, yo, it's a side gig. I clean. And the only reason I remember is because this skinny ass pool. Because I was like, yo, that's the world's skinniest pool in the backyard. Like, what the hell? And he was standing right here with like a bucket, and he was cleaning mad different sneakers. And he was like, yo, I clean my friend's sneakers or some shit as a side hustle. And then at one point he grabs white Jordan 4s. I don't know if they were military 4s or they were like the white and black ones. I think they were the white and black ones, but there was pictures of Celeste being seen on a school bus wearing those exact same 4s, and those 4s were in that video being wiped down too. So crazy, once again, crazy. Just little things we keep seeing about the house and him. Fans are driving up and down the street. We've been seeing that shit going on social media, people driving by the house. To the point that I'm sure nobody's gonna know where David is at now since the lease been broken. It's like he's not there now. Does he have to tell the 12? Yeah, that's definitely cops right there doing an investigation, I'm assuming. I'm saying definitely like I know for sure. Don't know for sure, I'm just assuming actually. Let's take that back. Just assume. And they got gloves on. You see they got gloves on like they're looking for something. Is that them looking for the blood like they were saying that they were everywhere looking for the blood to see if the person was killed inside the home? And there's another Tesla? Is that another Tesla in there? Actually, no, you're not done with Tesla because we need your ass recorded at all times. This is the weird shit you in. You can even see a bit inside the crib. It looked like there was a big ass mess. We read that when he broke the lease, it was a mutual agreement with the landlord, right? And he had like a week or something to get out. Maybe that's just him also packing his shit up while all this is going on. This is crazy. And bro, seeing this big ass crib, I think this is the video we talked about as a fun fact that Halle Berry used to own it. I think the house goes for like $3-point-something million. He was renting it for $20,000 a month. When I heard 20,000, I'm like, nah, his advance, his bonus or whatever the hell he got for signing must have been crazy. Cause yo, 20,000 is not low. Like this nigga is probably getting to the bag. Cause we saw him talking to DJ Academics as well, if you guys remember. He's in that quiet ass room all by himself, empty room, and Academics even throws a joke and like, yo, the music you make, it makes sense that you in an empty, dark ass room. Like, nah. I didn't think he was getting to the chicken like this, though.
Hey, David. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This song sound like a background. Like, this is where you gotta be in an empty room to listen to. Me, I'm usually a turd nigga. I do like the song, though, okay? This is some shit I can see. You know what I mean? I've you know, it's been well documented. I've been through some issues with some hoes. Now, there's some fire vibes still. You feel me?
Appreciate that.
Who broke your heart, though, homie?
Man, 2 people, back to back to back.
That's
back.
And then we actually see TMZ talk about David making big money when he was 17, $3 million advance. And he's doing shows and everything now. This was just the advance he got paid when he was 17, and that was 3 years ago. David was making a lot of money from the time he was finishing up high school because he was just 17 years old when he signed a record deal that started to line his pockets with a multi-million-dollar advance. TMZ did some digging and found David's minor contract he signed with Dark Room and Interscope Records, which was filled in court. Also, signing with another indie label called Dark Room is kind of crazy. 22nd, when he was 17, and the deal called for him to be paid at least $3 million in advance for an EP, an album, and various other deliverables. Upon signing, David was paid $500,000 and was followed by a $250,000 payment, and then another big one of $2,225,000. The contract says the value could balloon up to $6 million if things went well. So, bro, he got a minimum of $3 million. It could have went even up to $6 million if he was selling. And we seen his monthly listeners and shit was actually crazy, bro. I think he was having more monthly listeners at one point, like recently, than Young Thug. Like he had like 30-something million on Spotify. So it looks like David was flush with cash a couple years ago when he was still a minor, and then that would seem to line up with him driving a Tesla and living in a $20,000 a month rental home in Hollywood Hills, no cap. Of course, the Tesla was where police said they found the body of the teenager. David's car was abandoned. We know that. Celeste's body is still death is still an ongoing investigation. She ran away from home multiple times. Since going under contract, David has released 2 EPs in his first studio album, and he's on a world tour with Celeste's body was found in the car. The tour has been canceled. The United States side of that tour was canceled, and also the Europe side of that tour was canceled as well. Thank God that man did not get out the United States before all this shit was found.
Big developments in the case involving the singer David and the girl who was found dead in the trunk of his Tesla. Notably, we broke a lot of stories yesterday, but one of the big ones was we were able to talk to who taught Celeste Rivas and had a lot to say.
Yes, he opened up to his current class. Now, this teacher says he taught Celeste a couple of years ago when she was in middle school, but once he saw all the stories that we were breaking, he decided he wanted to share his information, his what happened when Celeste was in his class with his current class. So what you're about to see is the teacher doing a little show and tell with all he knows about Celeste and David and how they met.
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. She's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
He said, you know, it sounds like he was saying this, and we spoke to him, and it sounds like he was telling the class this almost as a cautionary tale about social media and going to social media.
Yeah, because the internet was cooking homie up, I'm not gonna lie to you. When that video first leaked, the internet was cooking up the teacher saying he was clout chasing. Why is he talking to other young kids about death? Why is he... That's kind of what I got from it as well, because he says, as somebody said it in the class, social media. Like, all he was missing was the little Donald Trump fingers, social media. That's all he was missing. So I kind of got it, like, oh, all right, he's basically telling them, like, he's trying to warn them, I'm assuming, of meeting up random people and just talking to people online that you don't know and meeting up with them. That's what I was getting from it.
Process. It's interesting, he said she ran away in January, he came
said,
back, and then ran away again, or at least disappeared again.
And that tracks with what we had seen as far as missing a missing children's poster that we saw. There was one earlier in the year, and then there was the one in May of 2024. So
did confirm too that he was in fact a teacher at her school at that time when she used to go to school in Lake Elsinore. He is no longer a teacher there. So when he was referring to, oh, you see this photo of her with the poster, that's the poster here. So it's not his current school. He's now teaching in a different district.
I think that's why the video went so viral too, is it kind of came across like he was kind of like clout chasing, being like, oh look, she was in my class, but he cleared the air with us.
Well, honestly, we thought that when we saw the video, right? This was it's odd that this teacher was sort of bragging about his connection, and then we talked to him to clear it up.
I'm still not sure that that's like a good conversation to have with your science middle school class, and that's why this was originally posted online, was because the students started filming him secretly because they're like, why are we having this conversation? But he felt like he wanted to tell his students to be wary on social media.
So there's a lot more to talk about. So we told you there was a search of the home that he appeared to have been staying in the Hollywood Hills. So we now find out they were testing for blood. There's something called luminol, which can light up a floor.
Everyone's seen this on CSI.
Yeah.
That they spray it, and it, you know, allows them to see where, if there are traces of blood, even if it's been cleaned up.
So they were looking, you know, on the floors. They were looking in drains to see if there were any traces of blood. We don't know what the results of the search were. But it's significant because the Tesla that contained her body in the trunk was parked nearby. And so it seems like their working theory is she might have been killed in the house.
If she were just killed or dismembered in the house and then placed in that car and parked, you know, what, a block and a half away.
Right, and we should say that the police have not named a suspect yet. The police have not named a person of interest yet, but that doesn't mean they don't have one. They got a search warrant, which means they clearly were able to show a judge that there was probable cause to believe a crime was committed. But the police have been playing this really close to the vest.
We also don't know.
Also, for you to get that search warrant is what he's saying. They had to have a lot of good evidence to line up to tell the judge that they need to go in the house because they believe a crime could have been committed in that home. I also think the Tesla being registered to David, being only a block away, again, a couple feet or 100-something feet, 100-something yards away from the home, is definitely going to help a judge push more for that, for you to go inside the house and look for any blood. Like they said, looking in drains or anything to see if the murder actually happened within the home.
Know what David's cooperation has been with cops. We were told early on he was cooperating with cops. Now it seems kind of unclear, but it is kind of interesting because...
Well, he's not talking to cops.
That's what we're hearing.
We now know, well, got it on pretty good authority, he's not talking to police.
Which you think is maybe normal what an attorney would say to their client.
Of course. They just searched his house.
But I looked at it as, if you have nothing to hide, why would you not go to cops?
You don't look at it that way.
Once now he knows they've searched his house, he knows what they were looking for in his house. Anything he says
is incriminating.
But it is interesting, though, that now they have finally announced that the tour dates he was supposed to perform in in San Francisco. Is today the 19th?
Yeah,
or the 18th?
tonight. San Francisco,
and then,
tomorrow,
No,
LA.
it was tomorrow
Tonight, San Fran.
at the Greek in LA. Those have both been canceled, so he's not going to be performing.
Scrubbed from the Grammys.
Scrubbed from the Grammy Museum, which he was also supposed to have an appearance at
And
next
his album,
week.
and his
he
album.
was supposed to be dropping a deluxe album with Interscope, who we now learned that they've pulled all that. So.
And a lot of his celebrity friends turned the block too. Like, what's homie's name from FaZe? I think it was Josh, if I'm saying it correctly. But he was like, I know for sure David didn't do this. David's a good guy. I know for sure David didn't do this.
Didn't do it.
Have you talked about the situation?
With David?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
He's not a murderer?
No.
Thank God, bro, because I was still going to listen to his music. I was just worried that I'd be an asshole if I did.
No, listen, he didn't do it. He literally performed the next day. If he was a suspect, the police would have been after him. He's not a suspect.
He's not just escaping the police clutches?
No, and I'm going to perform. We're going to perform on the 20th, me and David.
Performing with him?
Yes.
Is that your first time performing? No, you did
I did my own concert.
I saw that one.
Yeah, I performed with him at Coachella.
Which song are you gonna do?
Somewhere Uptown.
Period.
Do you think David did it?
Do I think he's a murderer?
Yeah.
Can't rule him out.
Can't rule him out?
Can't rule him out.
Damn. No way. No.
You know what I did think was incredibly soft? I don't know if it's
how
true.
do you steal a Tesla though?
Huh? Wait, so you think it is him?
No, I don't
how
think
do you
it's
steal
him.
a Tesla?
I don't think it's him because he's been on tour.
No,
but also,
I
how
don't
do
think
you
it's him
steal a
either.
Tesla?
I think it's like almost obviously not him. But what's weird is that Crocs dropped him.
Yeah, why would they do that?
That's weird.
Yeah, and Hollister. Like, what? Why would they do that? Guilty till proven innocent? No. Innocent till proven guilty. Fact.
Facts.
That means whoever has access to his Tesla, because you can add authorized users to your Tesla, right?
Yeah.
So that means David's someone associated to David or some shit.
Couple minutes later.
Because the narrative that's been spun on Twitter. First off, I want to retract my statement. Obviously, the other day, I was defending David before all the new evidence came out. I do not condone anything that David has done or is doing, okay? That shit is wicked and it's just unbelievable. It's been a lot to process. And one more thing, I want to say, the girl that I met named Celeste at the FaZe house is not the same Celeste that was killed. RIP to that girl. One thing I also want to add to the David situation. I did not know anything. I'm not even close friends with David. I made a song with him. All right, I had dinner with him one time in a group setting, and then motherfuckers saying I'm best friends with him. No, bro.
Nah, yo, this is crazy. Oh, everything I said about David, my fault. I don't know if he did this. His evidence is looking kind of wild. Like, everyone is trying to back away. No one's trying to stand next to this nigga in this situation right now because this shit is gross. Not only is it a murder of a woman, but of an underage one. Oh, Lord, that's disgusting.
Oh, I mean, clearly he knows he has a lot going on.
Yeah, well,
it's not a good look to be on tour.
But the interesting thing is, the label is pulling all official promotion, and he's taken out of the Grammy Museum for this appearance. But there's still a lot of publicity around his name and his songs.
His streaming.
Well, that's not the only thing that's been pulled,
though.
It's we also reported this morning that those bloody shirts, the bloody clothing that were a part of his act and a part of some of his songs and the music videos, they're not available anymore.
Well, and it's interesting. The songs are, the titles of these songs are just
Romantic Homicide, which, by the way, is the #1 streaming song for him right now.
Right.
Coincidence, but a creepy one.
So we also got, look, a lot of people are wondering, what was the relationship between this 15-year-old girl and this 20-year-old guy? And this goes back maybe to when she was even 13 and he was 18.
Right.
So we were able to get some video of the two of them together. So we've seen photos and now we've got video of
them on a live stream where they're interacting with some of his fans. It's a short clip, and so it's hard to make out what they're talking about, but at one point he does say to the moderators of the chat that we should make sure when this is done, don't leave it up. So I don't know what was being said during the chat because we've only...
People said that what was being said was, I think Shorty brought up Epstein or something and was like, yo, why is it so bad that he was into kids? I don't want to put words in her mouth, but it was something to the point of Epstein, and I guess he looked at that's why he said like, yo, I thought I media trained you. Like, whoa, why would you say such a thing like like that.
I've only seen that brief clip.
Well, she's pointing at some comments. I think people were making comments. You can't tell which one she's pointing at, but clearly
we also don't know when this is
he didn't
from.
want this to be clipped. And
he's saying you can't tell the ones that people are pointing at. Let me just say, she points at something that says it's rude if you don't respond to it, and David reads a little bit of it, and it's not like there was a fan just giving him big ups, because he's like, yo, I appreciate you. He tries to pronounce homie's name. I think they're kind of fishing with that one, you get me? Like, comment she was pointing at was somebody bigging up David, because she said it'll be mean if you don't respond to it.
Go out anywhere,
So the way this works is, you know, sometimes the LAPD will be really open about an investigation, and they'll kind of lay out what they've got. They'll hold a press conference. They have done I mean, they are holding this as close to the vest as just about any case I've ever seen.
And you're right, but it reminds me of the Brian Kohberger case, where everybody was on the police saying, you are not giving us any information, bungling this case, and then they came out with a very airtight case, which resulted in no trial.
The difference with Kohberger is that with Kohberger, you didn't know anything about who may have done it. In this case, and I'm not saying he did, because he is not a suspect yet, as far as we know, David, but people are looking at David. So I think it's different.
And Kohberger, we didn't know anybody at all.
Anybody at all.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kamar from Atlanta.
Yo, like he talked about, what's his name, Harvey? David Celeste case, curiosity skyrocketing streams, earning biggest day on Spotify. And I also think another reason why everybody's looking it up, I don't think people are really, even though there might be some weird people, but I don't think everybody's driving around banging to his music. I also think people are like, yo, David, famous, I never heard of this dude before. Who is he? What's his biggest song? And they go look up Romantic Homicide and whatever else pops up, and they want to hear the song Celeste everybody's talking about, the leak. Because that was what I did. As soon as I heard David and they were like, yo, he has 170 million views. I know now it's probably way more than that, but when we started looking at this case, Romantic Homicide had like 170 million views. I'm like, yo, how did I never come across this song? Usually when songs are popular on TikTok, I avoid. I know that shit's not for me, so I usually avoid them, and I think that's why I never bumped into David or even knew who he was. Because R&B, you guys know, I love R&B on this. I love the lo-fi sound, so kind of up my lane of artists that I would kind of listen to, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I had no clue on who he was, and I looked up his music, so I can see that's why his Spotify is shooting up. Like David's biggest earning day of all time on Spotify on September 21st with 12.1 million streams. The death investigation surrounding David about teenager Celeste hasn't hurt the singer's career in the slightest. It's actually contributed to his career. Yeah, but how long are people gonna be curious for? Like, you get me? He's not dropping new shit. Sure, a lot of artists are not gonna wanna work with him. Bro, we saw a figure skater, which we'll pull up after this. I forgot exactly who, but there's like a figure skater that I guess was gonna skate to his song. Weird, but she was gonna skate to his song, and then now after all this shit came out, she cut it off. We seen Kala Uchi talking on Twitter like, bro, I'm not cool with this nigga. Like, we made a song together, bro, which I'm trying to get off of Apple and Spotify as we speak. But yeah, the song's already 3 years old, and it got more than 12 million streams in one day. That is crazy. I'm not gonna click this due to copyrights, but if you guys haven't heard Romantic Homicide, go check it out to homie streams. But his streams are reportedly spiking upward of 64%. Does he still get paid, right? Because he's not a suspect, or he has nothing to do with this as of now. And you hear the word I said, as of now. So does he still get payments for this, or like family? Like, how does this shit work? This comment is just crazy. Get your ass from messing with a 13-year-old. The comment is whatever, but the date, because the comment I look at it like, oh, what, somebody just tweeted that shit yesterday, 19.5 thousand likes. I don't know if all them likes started happening now, but bro, the day, 2024, February, right around the time that he moved to that $20,000 apartment, that's what somebody commented on his shit. Like, investigators are still awaiting toxology, forensic test results to learn more about Celeste's disappearance and death. We see that they gave the body back to the family. So what I'm getting from that is that they were awaiting all that stuff, and I'm assuming that everything already came back. I'm assuming forensic, I'm assuming toxology, everything came back. They're just super quiet. I don't know if this is just the LAPD way of investigating, or I don't know how, but they're super quiet. Maybe because they do it with a lot of celebrities over there. Assuming we'll probably hear something else regarding this, hopefully. Yeah, right here, look. Figure skater putting new routine on ice due to David's song. Like, yo, what the hell David's song has to do with it?
Sembra proprio dire a... a vedere poi che cosa verrà.
David's music, I don't want to find out too much, so this video don't get taken down. Skater is distancing herself from David amid an investigation on Celeste's death, announcing she's scrapping her recent debuted short program due to the singer's song being featured in, in the routine. All right, cool. So she updated her fans on Wednesday saying what she had prepared for the 2025-26 is getting shelved in light of recent news. I'm telling you, bro, nobody wants to be tied to this dude at all. Oh yeah, so look, which was choreographed to David and Luffy's, if I'm saying his name name correctly, this is how it feels. She won the short program at the competition with the routine, but that's why she has to scrape it due to, again, nobody wants to be tied to him, bro. I'm trying to tell you. What else do you think we're gonna see from this? Let me know your thoughts down below, bro. This shit is not looking good for David. Even though he's still not arrested and it's been like 2 weeks that this happened and the body's already given back to the family, like more and more information keeps coming out. We even seen the candlelight visual and everything for her. Like, when are we gonna see an arrest, or when will we actually hear LAPD talk about detectives, FBI, somebody? When will somebody give us an update on? Don't forget, we're on that road to 20,000 subscribers, guys. Sub up to the channel. Any questions you guys have, or maybe information that I might have missed that kind of answers some of the questions that I was asking throughout the video, please let me know down below.